Bobby Pierce is on fire again. Do you guys remember the droop rule? The PA Speedweek title heats up. Brent Marks makes me look like an idiot and much more today. Let's go. It's Thursday, July 4th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Happy 4th of July out there. Please be safe celebrating, as I know a lot of us are going to be blowing stuff up today. I saw midget guy Chris Wilkie tweeted this morning, quote, "Please keep your kids and dogs quiet these next few mornings. Some of us have been up all night setting off fireworks." I like that. Thought that one was funny. One show note for you as well. We are going to shuffle the schedule for this week. There will not be a Sunday show coming up, but I will do a Friday daily instead. So this is not the last daily of the week. We'll be back tomorrow with a fresh one, and then no show on Sunday, back to regularly scheduled programming on Monday. Bobby Pierce had been having a bit of a rough go of it lately as he tries to climb back into the World of Outlaws title fight. DNFs in the past two Outlaw shows at Norman County and River Cities after winning two straight. That's seen him fall back to 5th in the Outlaw standings. But this week with XR should make him feel a lot better, and his wallet is a little bit fatter. He won Monday at Proctor, bagged 15 grand, then finished second to Nick Hoffman Tuesday at Gondik Law, and then last night it was a dominating win at Ogilvy where he beat Devin Moran by more than 3 seconds at the checkered for another $50,000 payday. That should give him a fair amount of momentum headed to Deer Creek with a 182-point hole to climb out of. Behind Pierce, Moran was second, Ricky Thornton Jr. third, Ryan Gustin fourth, Tyler Erb fifth. Devin Moran maintains that championship lead with the XR Super Series through 6 events. Moran and RTJ are the only two drivers to have competed in every race so far this season, and I'll be curious to see if that perfect attendance continues coming up. The World of Outlaws start a 3-race weekend at Deer Creek tonight, with Saturday paying $50,000 to win, and the next XR show is Sunday at Fairmont Raceway, also in Minnesota. Those two racetracks not far apart, Deer Creek and Fairmont. But Lucas has 2 races this weekend in Ohio. They got Portsmouth on Friday and Muskingum County on Saturday. So obviously Moran, RTJ headed there. It's 836 miles from Muskingum County back to Fairmont. And then let's not forget that the Flow Series is at Lincoln on Monday in Illinois. So that would be another 465 miles back to Lincoln. It's certainly not impossible to make those tows, but I think it'll be a very tough couple of days. We'll see if anyone tries to make that happen, and obviously if the weather cooperates. I do think some Outlaw teams are more likely for that Fairmont date than Lucas regulars. I do want to note something else that happened last night, and that was Kyle Bronson getting docked in his heat race for failing the droop check. I didn't even know that XR was checking droop again. They very publicly announced in 2022 that they were done with those checks for the remainder of that season, but apparently brought them back at some point, putting them back in line with the World of Outlaws and Lucas. A drama over the droop rule has almost completely gone away since the height of it in 2022. I feel like you don't hear about it at all anymore, but every once in a while, it still shows itself. Penalties for failed droop checks have been altered as well in more recent rulebook changes. It used to be a complete DQ, but is now usually just a few position drop in final results. That's what happened with RTJ at the Show Me last year, and Bronson was docked from the win to 3rd in that heat race. Bronson's Facebook page shared that they missed it by 1/8 of an inch. Looking ahead to tonight at Deer Creek with the Outlaws, they've got prelim nights with points on the line for Thursday and Friday. That will set up Saturday's action. The top 16 in points from the first 2 nights will then be guaranteed into Saturday's main event. Tonight and tomorrow are 7 grand to win, and then, like I said before, 50K to win on Saturday night. The Go for 50 was actually Lucas sanctioned last year, but was flipped back to Outlaws for 2024. And if you might remember, the 2023 Go for 50 was when Pierce won that controversial race over Hudson O'Neal, where a bunch of folks thought the replay showed O'Neal winning, but the scoring loop said Pierce by 2 1/1000ths of a second. We actually dove into that and talked about a bunch of racetracks where the scoring loop and the flag stand, which usually is where the start-finish line is, are not exactly in the same place, and Deer Creek, definitely one of those racetracks. Pierce also won at Deer Creek in the fall last year with the Outlaws, and with his recent run of success, could be the guy to beat this weekend. At the moment, it's a 2-horse race for the title. Brandon Shepard leads Nick Hoffman by 30 points, and then everyone else is 140 points back or more. With Pennsylvania Speedweek, 4 races remain to settle the championship that suddenly looks like it might go down to the wire. After Anthony Macri opened Speedweek with a 21st and an incident at Williams Grove and Danny Dietrich winning the first 2, I thought Dietrich was likely well on his way to this championship. And to his credit, Dietrich has continued to run strong, those 2 opening wins, plus a 7th at Lincoln, and then back-to-back 4th place finishes at Grandview and Port last night. The problem, though, is Macri hasn't finished worse than second since that first night. He's got second place finishes at Baps and Grandview and wins now at Lincoln and last night at Port Royal. Dietrich still in control, but the lead is down to 33 points headed to Hagerstown tonight. In a turn of events that should have been obvious to you Daily Show regulars, Brent Marks was indeed in attendance last night. We had talked previously about him racing starting at Grandview, but then he didn't show. So then chatter was pointing to him not racing at all the rest of the week to preserve equipment, which we talked about yesterday. So of course they showed up. Again, if you hear me predict something, you might want to bet against me. Mark started third, led some laps, ultimately finished second behind Macri. It was just his second top 5 result in his past 10 sprint car appearances. If Marks runs tonight at Hagerstown, which I'm not going to bother trying to predict at this point, he'll likely be a favorite for the win. He's won the last 2 Speedweek shows at Hagerstown. In other late model action on Wednesday, Ross Bales was a $10,000 winner with the Mideast Super Late Models at Cherokee Speedway. Even with fading brakes at the end, he was able to hold on for the victory over Jeff Smith and Gray Parton. Benji Hicks currently leading that championship. The Southeast-based teams have a few different options coming up this weekend, including the Hunt the Front Series at Sonoya on Saturday. That one's for $20,000. Got Carolina Clash at Halifax County and $6,000 to win on Sunday at Duck River. At Fonda Speedway last night, Matt Shepard outdueled Matt Williamson late to take the $10,000 Short Track Super Series win. Stuart Friesen actually led the most laps in that one, but he pulled up lane before halfway with what looked to be a flat tire. After giving up the lead there, he did race back to finish in 6th. So Shepard, Williamson, Anthony Perego, your podium. The win was Shepard's first in Short Track Super Series competition since winning the Port Royal race back in March. He has yet to win with the Super DIRTCar Series in 2024 in a points-paying event. Short Track Super Series is back in action on Sunday at Bridgeport. But if you want more modified racing, a lot of these same guys will take the sail panels off and take on Land of Legends tonight with the Super DIRTCar Series. Tonight's 76-lap main event will pay $7,600 to win. Williamson has won 2 of the last 3 series races, and he has taken the championship lead with Perego second and Shepard third. Dirt Vision will have live streaming coverage tonight if you would like to tune in. If you were hoping to see some USAC Silver Crown racing tonight at Terre Haute, you're going to have to find another activity. Tonight's Sumar Classic has been rained out and postponed until October 6th. Silver Crown Series is back racing July 19th and 20th at Salt City Speedway in Kansas. Cody Swanson continues to lead the Silver Crown standings over Justin Grant and CJ Leary. Up next for USAC as a whole is 2 nights at Lincoln Park for the National Sprint Cars starting tomorrow. And there was no Summer Nationals racing last night as action at Benton was rained out. They will try again tonight at Riverside International Speedway. The Hell Tour has never appeared at Riverside, and I think late models at the ditch could get pretty wild. This might be a good one to check out tonight. That's it for the daily today. There is plenty of dirt racing on the streaming services on this July 4th, so hit up DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight to see your options. Hope you guys have a great Thursday out there. Don't forget, we will see you right back here tomorrow.